Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, this is Lita Ford. It's gotta be.
Let me check. Let me see. Yeah, it's her. Yep.
Alright, alright, that's great.
There's
Um,
no penis down there. My old guitar tech was a girl, and she would go into the women's bathrooms and write on the women's bathroom wall, and she would say, "Lita Ford is really a man."
really?
Yeah.
That's not something anybody would ever think. Hey, Lita,
No.
you've been with BC Rich Guitars for a long time. You still with BC Rich Guitars?
I am playing BC Rich guitars. My guitars are old. They're not the new ones. They're not the new BC Riches. I believe BC Rich is owned by a different company now. That guitar actually has a completely different feel. So I'm sticking with my old guitars for now. The company was bought out when the owner of the company, Bernie Rico Sr., passed away. And now the company is being ran by Bernie Rico Jr., who is making Rico guitars, which are pretty much the same as the old BC Riches, but they're just a different name, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
I'm
got
going
the
to
R
try
on it.
one of his. He made me one. I'm going to try it out and see how it goes, see if we like it, and see how it looks awesome. So I think we'll probably do real well with it.
What turned you on to BC Rich at the start?
I
Was,
they're just
was it the
ballsy.
looks and all that?
Mm, no, not really. There's a lot of cool looking guitars out there. It's just I I I I was really into things that don't have a lot of gadgets. I don't like using a lot of gadgets when I play. So I actually had BC Rich build me preamps and little um, phasers, flangers, that kind of stuff were actually built into the guitar, so I could just flip a switch and turn it off or turn it on whenever I wanted it. And they worked real well with me. I would go and pick out my own wood and just, they would make prototypes doing special paint jobs. Whatever I needed, they would build for me. They were really kick-ass. And now that, Bernie Rico Jr. has taken over, he's pretty much doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this new guitar that he made, which I'm waiting for it to be delivered in the mail, should be getting it any time now. It has hand grenades inlaid on the fretboard, and it's kind of a green color. You can see the what do you call it? The fire in the wood. It's like a curly maple, so you can see the fire through the wood. It just really is badass looking guitar. But it's what it sounds like, that really makes it what you want to play. So anyway, that's that. But I'm a BC Rich lover.
Made BC Rich famous in your pictures in the past.
Oh, my guitars get applauded when they come out on stage, especially the double neck. When people see the double neck, it's,
Yeah.
they know Close My Eyes Forever is coming up, or something similar to that.
Dancing on the Edge, your
Yeah.
album from 1984. Do you recall that
Yeah.
you had Randy Castillo on drums, the bass player of
Right,
Bon
right.
Jovi now, and Aldo Nova? Did you realize
Yeah.
that these guys would have became famous? And how was it record with them if they're in the studio at the same time?
I always had, I don't know what it is with me and drummers. I've always had the best drummers. And Randy was definitely one of them. Randy was a wonderful person. He was a lot of fun. He was always cracking jokes, and he was just a real pleasure to be around. And especially on stage, he just rocked. And never found flaws in anything. He was always laughing and joking with everybody. So he was, and of course, a badass drummer. So he really added a lot to the songs. Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, when you hear his play, there's no doubt that it's Randy, his own style. And in the way he sets his drums up, and he's just totally different from a lot of other drummers.
And did Aldo Nova do much work on that album?
He actually didn't do too much, no. I can't actually tell you how many songs he did play on. I'd have to look at the CD. It's been a while. I'd have to look at the album. But, yeah.
How was it to work with Ozzy Osbourne in 1988, Close My Eyes Forever? Did the collaboration work with both of you at the same time, like when you're recording it?
It did.
It's like in the video?
Together. Yeah, well, the video was filmed in an old train station, and it actually looks like we're in two separate rooms. But he's up in this tower in the train station, and I'm down on the floor. And then live in the studio, we did sing together. We actually were face-to-face. The producer set us up so we could look at each other while we sang, which was really awesome. Ozzy is a great talent, and I think, you know, when you watch in these reality shows and you kind of forget about what a great talent he really is. Being in the studio with him, it was definitely an experience, and he is definitely a madman. You know, he really lives up to his title, but he's also extremely talented.
Was he a madman at the rehearsals? I mean, this is 1988. You're recording it. He was quite crazy back then.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was definitely Ozzy. But you know, he works hard too, and you know, there's another side to him. So, you know, a little bit crazy, a little bit rock and roll. Kind of goes hand in hand.
On your new album, Wicked Wonderland, who's playing all on this album? Because right now you got a new band.
Yeah, on the album, the guitars, I played...
In most of the guitars yourself?
I did the leads. Most of the rhythms are done by Greg Hampton. I played all the leads. Greg Hampton played most of the rhythms. So it was a dual collaboration with the two of us. And that's it. There's no other guitar players on it. But I did play all the leads. So any lead work or background guitar parts you hear, that's me.
Who's in the band right now on your next tour?
I'm really not too sure, actually. We just got done playing with Queensryche, where Queensryche was our band. We were almost to Canada. We were in North Dakota, so we were pretty much on the border of Canada. But I'm sorry we didn't come through. But Queensryche was our band for the most part, and then we used a bunch of different guys. Like we just played a show with Alice Cooper, and we used Alice's band. So it's been there's been a lot of different musicians this year that we've used. Some of them we'll use again, some of them we won't. So I don't really know yet. I can't tell you because we haven't quite put a new band together. We used PJ Farley, who I think is a great bass player, and we really love being around PJ Farley. We used Guns N' Roses. He's with Guns N' Roses now.
Ron Thal.
What was his name? Yeah, Ron Thal. God damn, sorry, I forgot his name.
Bumblefoot.
Ron Bumblefoot. Yeah, he's a pleasure. We loved playing with him. I don't know his situation with Guns N' Roses, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But as of now, we're going to do a few shows around New Year's, and see what happens for the spring and the summer of 2010.
And your guitar tones and stuff throughout your whole career, like mostly on your solo albums, was it you that basically decided I'm going to play like this and sound like this? Is it your amplifiers? Is it like a secret amp you're using, or is it effect pedals?
No,
or
it's my preamps that are built into my BC Riches. I don't use them all the time, but those preamps really give the overall guitar sound a big woomph sound. They really make them heavy and beefy. As a matter of fact, some of our sound men will try to roll off the bottom end. They'll say, "Oh, it's too beefy," or has too much low end. But I like that low end. I mean, I worked my whole life trying to develop that low end. So I usually get in an argument with the sound men over it, you know. But I love that woomphy low end sound, and it's the preamp that really makes it that way. I'm using the 800 series now, the Marshall 800 series.
Right.
I love those. When they first came out, I believe it was 1972, I think they first came out. I've got a lot of the 1972 800 series that just kick ass. And they just don't sound the same anymore. They're not so ballsy sounding as when they first came out. So what I do is I stick with my old 800s, and I use my older guitars with the preamps kicked on. And if I have to play something that's more tinkly sounding or lighter sounding, like, for instance, the beginning to Close My Eyes Forever, I will use my 12-string, which is on the double neck, and I don't put the preamp on, which the 12-string doesn't have a preamp. It has a phaser, a bit of a phaser on it, so it adds a bit of effect without me having to step on any pedals or anything like that. But the only pedal I would use would be either a wah-wah. I love my Crybabies, or and a digital delay. Other than that, I'm not really big on effects.
And your Marshall cabinets are just the stock cabinets from the 70s also?
Yeah, they're just stock cabinets.
And this is stuff you acquired throughout the years you just kept?
Yeah, yep, I just hung on to them, and, you know, it's like an old car. They just don't make them the same, and they don't sound the same. You know, they don't have that beef anymore. I guess you have to have things specially made. I just bought a Kerry King amplifier, you know, the 100-watt head. It just kicks ass. From the minute you plug it in, it's like, whoa, you know, everybody goes deaf instantly. But in a way, it's hard to control. It actually has a gate on it, so you can put the gate on to delete any sort of effects that are bleeding, you know, like feedback coming through. So, but the gate, I don't know, it's so loud and powerful, the gate almost doesn't quite get it. You sort of have to turn the volume down on that one. But I love it. The Kerry King is awesome.
Do you play your amps on 10?
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
Not with the preamps. I don't need to.
And with this preamp, you're basically set with the original Lita Ford sound. Nobody can duplicate this because these guitars are only for you, correct?
Yeah, I guess everybody has their own sound. You know, that's what makes you, is having your own tone, your own sound. You know, it's like trying to duplicate Billy Gibbons, or, I mean, how many people have tried to duplicate Brian May or Edward Van Halen? You know, everybody's got their own sound, their own tone.
Well, Lita, it's been a real pleasure talking to you about these old amplifiers and guitars, and Jim Gillette was a pleasure to talk to also, and it's real heavy.
Yeah, cool.
You know, glad you went that way, and hopefully the next album goes the same way.
Yeah, definitely. I think it will.
Stay from the pop side and go to the little heavier side. Invite Ozzy for your next session also. Might as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. Well, God bless you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Have a rockin' New Year.
Same to you, Lita and Jim.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.